We're going live. All right, Shalom Israel. Welcome back to Wednesday night class. We're Salakia. We're starting a little late. It's already 7:43, so we try to start at 7:30. But shout out to everybody that participates with our classes and also our fellow brothers' classes. Stream of Wisdom in Houston, Rochester, New York, and in Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. Shout out to them brothers as well. Great classes they've been putting out as well. Shout out to our brothers in California and New Mexico and Florida. And also to Kawakab in Guatemala and Amiatazai in London, who've been keeping the faith for well over 30 years. So we want to go ahead and get right into it. I know that the topic is a play on words. So there's no F.B.I, situation going on. The F.B.I is an acronym for faith-based instruction. So write that down as the title of the class. Faith-based instructions, all right? So it's just a play on words. But clickbait. Shout out and shalom to everybody that's also watching online as well, who are not here in the present in city of San Antonio, but most definitely for those that are, accustomed to us and also new, shalom to you as well. You're more than welcome to reach out for the Passover. You look up 3 months away, it'll be the Passover, all over again. So it's like right around the corner. So when we look up, it'll be right upon us. So for those that are not in the city that do desire to wish to fellowship with us, give a war call or email us at isbhpk@yahoo.com and hit us with an email, and we'll try to set something up. But let's go ahead and get right to it. And we kind of want to go here because we want to examine a lot of mistakes that we make as Israelites or even as people, period. And a lot of the mistakes that we make is that we desire, we want, but we don't have. And we're upset, we're distraught, and we feel like, somebody's holding me back, somebody's keeping me from my blessing. We got a lot of ideas that, there's an enemy, there's an object of contempt out there, that there's people doing this, keeping me from progressing in my life, So we got to look at what the Most High says about that, what Christ says about that. Anybody drives a car, any drivers, any show of hands, anybody know how to drive a car in here? All right, that's pretty much everybody in here. Almost everybody. So now, do we have any mechanics in here?
Subtop?
Two. We got two. Out of all the drivers, we got two mechanics. So
if Shai was here, maybe
Shai be three. He'll be three. And I asked that question because when you look at the purpose of a vehicle is transportation. A vehicle is to get you from one place to another, and you depend upon that vehicle to make it to where you need to go, your particular destination. But when it breaks down, because vehicles break down, then if you don't know how to troubleshoot your vehicle, but you drive it and you expect it to get you where it needs to go, but if you don't know how to troubleshoot the vehicle and you don't know what's wrong with it, you'll be stranded and you'll be stuck out on the side of the road. And sometimes you don't know how to change a tire. Sometimes it's as simple as not knowing how to change the tire. Sometimes you don't even know how to access the tire. Sometimes the little screw that lets the tire down is in the trunk. Sometimes it's behind the license plate. Sometimes it's in the floorboard. Sometimes it's in the middle seat. So you may have never known how to even get the tire down, or even how to use a jack on the tire, or to know what the problem is, if the car has what kind of mechanical issues. So if you're not familiar with the operations of the vehicle, of its components, then you'll be left frustrated, and you no longer will be dependent upon that vehicle to get you where you need to go. I say that because I'm using that for an example, because that's how people are in their life. People go through life the same way. They live life not knowing how to troubleshoot the issues. They go through life not knowing how to diagnose the problems. But they have an expectation to get somewhere in life. They have a desired destination. They have a desired point they want to be at in life. They have a position they want to reach in life. But what happens when life breaks down and you don't know how to troubleshoot the situation? And you're not a so-called mechanic in life. You drive your life. You push yourself to get somewhere. But when you don't make it to where you want to be, then you're stranded if you don't have answers and solutions or know how to troubleshoot or solve a problem.
Or I can't diagnose.
Or I can't diagnose the problem. I don't even know I don't know how to read a schematic to know if it's electrical. I don't understand the power plant of the vehicle, which consists of the motor, the battery, the starter, the alternator. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand fuses. I don't understand switches. You know, I may not. I don't have these things available. Life will do the same thing as your vehicle. You expect to be somewhere in life, and you don't show up there.
That's not cool, though.
It's not.
It's not cool. I felt that.
You laugh, but I
laugh because
you made me laugh.
I'm sorry. Listen, bro, because you wake up and you're spend like, I'm 27.
Yeah.
I am 30 years old. I am 21. This is where I want to be. You have a whole list of things where you want to be, but the age, you look up, and your life does not reflect the list you wrote.
You haven't reached any of those destinations.
Wow. Yeah.
Any of those points. That's how life is. You know, but it's our responsibility to know how to change a tire.
That's fact.
You drive your car, right? For those that drive, you expect it to work. Well, you have to. Life is the same way. You expect your life to come out to be a certain way. You put goals down on paper. You have desires, wishes, and wants. Yeah. You make prayers. You have things you want to accomplish, places you want to get to. But if you're not there, then you got to know. Okay, if I'm not where I want to be, then obviously maybe I've taken the wrong turn. Maybe the vehicle that I'm using has issues. Yeah. So we're going to take time to explain this process and what this means. And it all comes from Matthew chapter 22, verse 29. So let's get that. And we got it on the screen. Shout out and shalom to everybody online. And the water for everybody also that came to class in person. Let's get that started.
Matthew chapter 22, verse 29. Yahushua answered and said unto them, Ye do err.
He said what?
Ye do err.
He said you do err. We all make mistakes. Christ is going straight to the point. He's getting straight to the issue. In life, if you're not at your desired destination, if life isn't worth living, if life is a struggle, if life isn't, if you're not leaping for joy, he said that you got to check the error. Just like on the dashboard, you get an error code. You're low on gas. Your engine temperature is too hot. The code will come up and explain, hey, you got to look at this problem. You can't ignore this problem. Otherwise, you're not going to go forward. Same thing in life. You gotta take your life and diagnose it the same way, break it down the same way. Okay, what's the error code in my life? There is error codes.
Error codes.
He said what?
You do err, not knowing the scriptures.
Go ahead.
Nor the power of the Most High.
So it's two things that will keep me from my desired destination. Shalom, family. It's two things that will keep me from my desired destination. One is I made an error. He said, and the error comes from what?
Not knowing the scriptures.
See, so right off the bat, the first mistake I make in my life is I don't know what?
The scripture.
That's the first error I make. To why my life isn't moving forward in a positive direction. Is the first thing he's examining is I don't know the scriptures. What else?
And nor the power of the Most High.
Also, I have to understand the scriptures, and I have to know the power of the Most High. Now we have to separate these two things from the beginning. We can't just explain this in one shot because there's too much meat. There's too much detail in what he's talking about. Yes, sir.
No, but we do. When we read the scripture, we always read over like real casual.
Oh, yeah, like it's all one point.
Yeah, we usually hit Christians with the scripture.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do earn not on the power of the Most High. You're eating pork, so this is why your life's off, your health is off. You don't know the power of the Most High because you're breaking this law. But we never explain the depth of the scripture, so I'm glad you're going in direction.
And that's why we got to slow it down and we got to divide. There's so much meat in this one verse. There's so much understanding in this one verse. He said the error in our life is that we don't know the scriptures, nor what?
Nor the power of the Most High.
So we can't even get to the power of the Most High yet. Let's just deal with the scriptures. Let's just deal with why my life isn't as advantageous and beneficial to me as I would want it to be. Why isn't my life serene and pleasurable and full of joy? Life is supposed to be that way. We're supposed to have joy and live life abundantly and have growth and add on and yield things in our lives. But if it's not, if something is not yielding appropriately, if I'm not making it as far as I want, the first thing we got to understand is Christ says, ye err, not knowing the what?
The scriptures.
So what do the scriptures do? Now we have to go to the next verse in Romans chapter 10, verse 17. Write that down. What do the scriptures do? Romans chapter 10, verse 17. Let's read this.
Romans chapter 10, verse 17. It says, so then faith cometh by hearing.
It says faith cometh by what?
Hearing.
Hearing, right? So I need faith in order to please the Most High, right? For him to acknowledge the things that I do in my life and return a blessing upon me. He said, but faith cometh by what?
Hearing.
So I need instruction, right? That's why the class is called faith-based instruction. I need instruction, right? Where should the source of my instruction come from? Because a lot of people, they get advice. Imagine going to a guy who's not even a mechanic. This happens quite often.
Happens a lot.
Or a guy who's a shade tree mechanic. A shade tree mechanic is somebody who practices mechanics, but they're not skilled nor educated in the science of mechanics.
This is a hobby.
This is a guy that is a trial and error kind of guy. This is a guy that say, well, it sounds like it's this problem.
Yeah.
So you're about to throw some money to a particular component from when this guy tells you, well, it sounds like it's your radiator, but then again, it could be your muffler.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's your intake valve.
It could be the electric.
Yeah, it could be electric. You don't need a guy to tell you maybe it's this, maybe it's that, because that means you're about to spend, blow, and waste a lot of money and a lot of time.
Thousands.
It's to buy a new car then.
Yeah, you're gonna replace a whole bunch of parts on a maybe. And this is why you got to go to somebody that's skilled in what they do and is educated and trained in the occupation of repair. So, same thing Christ is saying right here. You need faith in life to function in life to get to where you need to be at. But faith has to come from somewhere. Read it again.
Romans chapter 10, verse 17. So then, faith cometh by hearing.
It said faith cometh by what?
Hearing.
Okay, so am I getting advice from the people who live life wrong? Am I getting advice from people that are in the process of continually making mistake after mistake? Or am I getting my advice from where? Read on.
So then, faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
And that's the great news about the scriptures. This is why Christ said, you do err not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. First and foremost, I need the scriptures in order to increase faith, in order to satisfy the Father so he can bless me in what I do in my life. But I can't get no advice from anywhere else but what?
The scriptures.
The word of the Most High. It's got to come by the word of the Most High. It says faith cometh by hearing. It says what? Hearing.
It says, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
And hearing by the word of the Most High. Now, I got to get this real quick. We're going to add this in here real quick. Do me a favor and add this in here. I want you to add this. Give me it's in, hold on. Give me this verse real quick. I hate to slow this down, but I got to get this verse right here. Give me Isaiah chapter 59. I got to get this verse. It's too important. Give me Isaiah chapter 59 and give me verse. Just give me verse. Give me verse 21.
Come. Isaiah 59 in verse 21.
So read that one more time, Yawab, and
Romans chapter 10, verse 17. So then faith cometh by hearing.
Read on.
And hearing by the word of the Most High.
And this is where the faith is the accelerator in life. So just like you got a gas pedal, the gas pedal is known as the accelerator. Faith is the accelerator to get you where you need to go in life. Just like you got a floor pedal on or a steering paddle on your steering wheel, that's an accelerator. Faith is the accelerator in life. That will propel you to where you need to go.
So I'm not getting to my next destination in life without faith.
Oh man, you ain't going nowhere without faith. You ain't going anywhere. You hit it right on the head. I'm not getting to my destination without faith. So where does it come from? It said, and hearing by the word of the Lord. Give me that 59 and 21.
Isaiah 59 and verse 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord.
Now this is what the Most High is telling Isaiah. This is the contract that I have set up with the children of Israel. This is how I have it set up and established with my people, the children of Israel. I want him to explain, how does the Most High have it set up with us in our relationship with him? He's going to explain. Read on.
Isaiah 59 verse 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee.
He said, the Most High said, I put my spirit on you, Isaiah. And the spirit that I put on you, Isaiah, read on.
And my words which I have put in thy mouth.
And the words that I put in your mouth, read on.
Shall not depart out of thy mouth.
He said, you don't ever stop teaching these people. That's your responsibility. You know why? Because without faith, it's impossible to what?
Please.
So what did the Most High do? What did the Most High set up to make sure that we always have faith readily available?
The place to get scripture.
He set up teachers to constantly give scriptures.
Come.
He set up prophets and teachers to make sure that you never have no opportunity to not gather faith. That's how the Most High got it set up. There's always going to be faith available. But it's your responsibility to do what?
To receive.
To hear.
Come.
That's why he said faith cometh by hearing, and hearing of the word of the Lord. So the Most High got it set up and established with the children of Israel that there's always an abundant amount of faith to go around. Because he's always got it in the mouth of the teachers to give it. That's why he says, don't ever let teaching stop and my words from coming out of your mouth. Read on.
Nor out of the mouth of thy seed.
And also, Isaiah, your children, they better keep teaching too. You know why? Because the Most High always wants to make sure that people always have faith accessible. Because the word of the Most High is where faith comes from. We just read that, right, Yahweh?
Okay.
Read on.
Nor out of the mouth of thy seed.
And out of your grandchildren. So guess what does that mean? The Most High set up faith to be available by the distribution of the prophets at all times and in every generation. So that there's always an abundant amount of faith available for you to have access to. So if Christ said, you do err not knowing the scriptures, the Most High makes sure there's always scriptures going. Always. There should never be a time when you should be like, well, I don't know what to do. Well, then maybe you're not listening to the scriptures. Maybe you're not looking for the accessible, overabundant amount of faith that's available by his prophets that he said, the way I got it set up with you, you never stop teaching. Therefore, my people will always keep hearing my word. Therefore, faith is always available. Read on.
Saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever.
He said, for how long?
From henceforth and forever.
So should anybody run out of faith?
No.
Why not?
Because it's always going to be there forever.
Always readily available.
Because it's always, the Most High got it, the way he got it set up for the children of Israel, faith is always accessible. So you should never run out of faith. That's why Christ said, you do err, not knowing the what? Scripture. Your problem is, you don't look at what's available. You don't access what's available.
So I don't have an excuse to say that I stopped believing.
You should never have a reason to stop believing. There should never come a time where you shouldn't believe the Most High anymore. Or you shouldn't believe in life and want to take yourself out. Then what's the problem? Don't you know how much faith is available? Don't you know how much understanding is available? He said, I got it set up to where it never stops. It's on a perpetual rotation. So when people talk about, man, I want to die, what is your problem? What's the problem? I don't want to live. Why am I living? What is your problem? You're not accessing what?
Faith.
Scriptures. Because through the scriptures, you get what? You get faith. You access faith. And the more you keep hearing it, guess what keeps growing? Watch out, baby. Watch the camera. Watch the camera.
Watch the camera, please. Thank you so much.
So the more you keep hearing the word of the Most High, guess what's supposed to be increasing? The faith. Yes, sir.
I had a verse if I can pull it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Psalms 119 and verse 54.
Mm-hmm. Straight to the point.
Yep, straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
Psalm.
Gotta give me quick.
Psalms 119 and verse 54.
119.
Whoever got it, read it.
We got to read it.
Psalms 119, verse 54. It says, "Thy statutes have been my songs in my house." Sorry, in the house of my pilgrimage.
Read it from the top again.
Psalms 119, verse 54. "Thy statutes have been my songs in the house of my
The
pilgrimage."
reason why I went here is faith has never been more accessible than now. David was saying the statutes, his laws, the word of the Most High was his songs. Do we make the songs or the classes our songs, our day-to-day meditation? Because if you did, it's why it says in verse 55, I remembered thy name. You can never forget the Most High if you're always playing the Most High. The word's always on repeat. It's always being meditated on. There's never a time where I can only get the word if I go to class that day. Or if I'm sitting in class.
Once a week.
Once a week, once a month.
Every other week.
You can have class every single day, every hour if you really desire.
Because the Most High is always accessible.
It's always accessible. So
It's available.
Kinda.
It is available. So now let's go back to Matthew chapter 22, verse 29. Let's read that one more time.
Matthew chapter 2, verse 29.
22.
22, verse 29.
Come on. 22, verse 29. "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the
He
scriptures."
said our mistakes come from what?
Not knowing
Not
the
know-
scriptures.
This is where the breakdown in life comes from. This is where the depression comes from. This is where the desire to quit comes from. The desire to leave. Get out of Dodge. Go somewhere. Give up. Get weak.
Or that hopeless, that time period that you can't get out of, that you got this long layer of hopelessness. It's like this wall of this. People hit these walls, and there's just no opportunity, no chance.
And they say I'm stuck in a rut.
Yep.
I'm in a rut. I'm in a slump.
I'm in a hole.
It's not going to change. I don't
Yeah.
see it changing.
Yeah, well, there's a reason.
Huh.
Because he said you do err, not knowing the what?
Not knowing the scriptures.
Not knowing the scriptures. And then we understand what comes from the scriptures. You have an abundant, overabundant amount of faith available at all times. That's how the Most High set it up. By the mouth of his prophets and teachers. All right? Now, also, we got to tackle the second half of this verse. Like I said, there's a lot in this one verse. Read.
Says, "Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High."
He said, nor the what?
Nor the power of the Most High.
Nor the power of the Most High. The power that comes from the Most High. The power that's distributed from the Most High. We don't understand power distribution. No different, and if you don't understand the battery, no different, because that's where the power is distributed, from the battery to the alternator, to the starter, then to the flywheel, to the crank, then to the engine, then from the pistons down to the transfer case to the transmission, the transmission to the drive shaft to the wheels, and then you on the go. But if you don't understand that process, and you're just driving in life, but you don't understand what's wrong, you're just hearing clanks, cracks, whistles, squeaks, creaks, and you just hear a bunch. That's how you hear people that got bad brakes, and they just act like they don't hear them.
Yeah.
Like
Turn the music
yeah,
up.
yeah. They just act like this. You hear the screeching the whole time,
Down the street.
grinding, and you even look over at them when they pull up next to you,
Yeah.
and you act like, man, you can't hear that. You can't hear them brakes.
That's the beat.
Then a little bit longer.
Yeah.
That damn heat up. The calipers melt. Then they catch fire. Now they got this is why you always see cars on fire on the side of the road. Some electrical or some fire related or brake related, overheated. You just can't ride metal to metal and not expect friction to do its job. Friction makes fire. It creates heat. You burnt down on the side of the road. But you act like you didn't hear that. Yeah. But that's how people operate in life. You got all these issues, but you're going to keep driving in life like you don't hear the problems. Like you don't see the problems. You don't understand where the source of the problem is coming from. That's why Christ said, you do err, not knowing the scriptures nor the power of the Most High. So you need to access the power of the Most High. You need to recognize the power of the Most High. Let's go to Isaiah now, chapter 40, verse 25. Let's go to Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 25.
God, Isaiah chapter 40, verse 25.
You ever see people on the side of the road with their hood up? They just standing there. They ain't even looking at the, they ain't even looking at the engine. They're not even looking at the tires. They're not looking at the car, period. They just on the side of the road waiting. They're on the phone. They're in the grass. And they're not even looking at the. When you have at least some type of knowledge of, okay, maybe something's going on. Let me check this out. You'll see the hood up. You'll see them, elbows digging in, looking into the engine, checking belts, checking hoses, checking water leaks, checking overheating, water bottles. They got tools in their hand. They're troubleshooting the issue. People in life live life. They don't know how to troubleshoot the issues. They just live in life breaking down constantly, not knowing how to troubleshoot the issues. They don't know because they don't. First of all, they don't even know where their power comes from. First thing somebody asks you, your car don't start, do you check the battery? That's the first. That's number one.
Yeah.
Is your battery dead?
Yeah.
If your battery is dead, that is your power source, which ignites everything else.
Yep.
That's the first thing a mechanic tell you. Man, my car ain't starting. Okay. Well, how old is your battery? Is your battery old? Okay. Do you need? Let me check your connections on your battery, or your post on your or the post on the terminals. Are they tight? Before you go spend $2,000 on a new motor, let's find out what the issue is first. And that's what people do in life. I go get tattooed. I go get tatted up because I want to feel better. Let me go spend $700 on some tattoos because I can feel better. Well, did you check your battery first? Before you go do that. Before you go spend money to change who you are as a person. Did you check your power source first? Let's read that.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse 25. To whom then will ye liken me? Or shall I be equal? Saith the Most High.
That's what the Most High said. Who do you think I am? How do you look at me? That's what the Most High asked. He has to ask this question because not enough people recognize the Most High for what He is and who He is. That's why I said, how do you look at me? How do you suppose I am to you? How am I to you? What do I mean to you? How do you perceive me? Read on.
Now in verse 26, lift up your eyes on high.
He said the first thing you better do is what?
Lift up your eyes on high.
Lift your hood up. Because you got a problem. You got a problem, man.
Smoking right now. It's great smoke right now.
You got some smoke coming out your hood. You got to lift. What he said, lift your eyes up, is no different than you lift your hood up to see what's going on. You know what people don't do? When there's problems in life, they don't look up.
Yep.
They keep driving. They act like they don't see the problem. Okay. Okay. You gonna act like you don't see that smoke?
That's what's lit up right now.
Oh, you drive by somebody's car, just choke you out because it's full of smoke. They just smoke you out when they hit the gas. Like, man, you act like you can't see all this smoke that you pushing out. You smoking up the whole street. Yeah, you gonna keep driving like that? The whole block is gray and smoked out, and you gonna pretend like you don't see that smoke.
It's actually dangerous.
I know.
Of course it is. They killing everybody while they drive by. But that's why the Most High said, "What? Lift up your eyes." You gotta do some examination. You gotta look up when you got problems. If you're not where you want to be in life, you better start looking up. Read on.
Lift up your eyes on high, and behold who have created these things.
He said, look at who have created what?
These things.
Everything, man. Check your power source. That's why the Most High said, hey, man, you better check the Creator. You better go back to the Creator.
Go to Him.
You better go to the source. That's why Christ said, you do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. You don't know where to look. So he said, listen, you better go to the beginning of who created everything on this whole earth. Who created your life to begin with? Who gave you life to begin with? Read on.
God, that bringeth out their hosts by number.
He said, man, I brought everything into existence by number. Every planet, every star, every moon, every asteroid, every piece of moon dust, particle, sunbeam, light wave, radio wave. He said, I brought it all into existence. Why are you not coming to me when you got problems? Why are you trying to figure this out on your own and then you just keep driving and run into a wall? Read on.
He calleth them all by name.
He said the Most High named every star. It's stars we can't even observe because we don't have strong enough telescopes to observe. He said, but the Most High know the whole heavens by name. This thing we can't even see yet.
And every hair on our head.
And he knows every hair on our head too. He knows the number of how many hairs we have on our head.
And the sand and the sea.
And he knows the number of how many sand particles are on the sea. But yet we live life constantly ignoring the Most High. That's why he asked the question, whom do you perceive I am? What do you equate me to? How do you look at me? And Christ already pinpointed the problem in Matthew 22. He already told everybody what the problem is. Read on.
God, he calleth them all by name, by names, by the greatest of his might.
It said by the what?
By the greatest of his might.
Read on.
For that he is strong in power.
Because the Most High is what?
Strong in power.
And what did Christ say we go wrong at?
We do err.
Not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. When the Bible is telling you that the Most High is the creator, he knows everything by name, and he is strong in what?
Power.
So who do we ignore when life hits a wall?
The Most High.
Exactly.
Our power.
Our power source.
Our strong power.
We ignore the creator of everything. And then when you try to give somebody some advice, they say, I'll figure it out. Oh,
I got it.
I got it. I don't need your advice. Okay.
I already know what to do.
Yeah, I already know what to do. I already know what to do.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I've been here before. I figured out. Oh, okay. You gonna keep driving, huh? That's what you're saying. You may not make it to your desired destination. Trying to figure it out.
I got it under control, brother.
That's why you're telling somebody, man, you got a nail in your tire, man. I'll get to it. Oh,
Yeah, I knew about it.
I knew about it. Okay.
I knew that already.
Okay, yeah. You don't want to tackle this right now? No, I'll deal with it later. It's just, okay, no problem. Keep going then.
I know how you work. I'm not worried.
And it's going to let you down. It's going to let you down before you know it. Or you least expect it. Then you're more mad. And that's how people are in life. When their decisions let them down, they're more angry. They're more depressed. They're more upset. Because you went off your decisions. You went off your wisdom. You didn't check the power source. Read on.
Not one failing.
He said, not one what?
Failing.
Why would you try to figure something out when the Most High that created everything makes sure everything keeps running? He ain't failed. He never fails. The Most High never fails.
It's a perfect record, right?
He's 100%, bro. He's undefeated. Perfect score. Never fails. But you're going to figure it out? But you got problems. But you're going to figure it out. But you're not going to go to the power source. The one who's perfect. Read on.
God, verse 27. Why sayest thou, O Jacob, and speakest, O Israel, my way is hid from the Lord?
Oh, you're going to do something brand new. Is that what it is? Because your life is different. You're different than everybody else. So you're just going to figure it out because you're just that good. You don't need to access the Most High. You don't need to depend on the Most High. You don't have to pursue the Most High. You don't have to look up like he said to do. He said, lift up thine eyes. You don't have to lift up your eyes. He said, why are you acting like I'm not here? That's what the Most High said. Tell the children of Israel, why do they act like I'm not here? Read on.
Why sayest thou, O Jacob, and speakest, O Israel. My way is hid from the Lord, and my judgment is passed over from my power.
He said, man, I got better decisions that I'm going to make. I don't need the Most High's decision. I don't need his input. He said, what? Tell the children of Israel, why do they think this way? That puzzles the Most High also. For people to live life, have problems, but not go to him to solve it. And act like he don't exist. That puzzles him also. Why would they do that? Read on.
Hast thou not known?
He said, don't they know?
Yeah.
Have they not known what?
Hast thou not heard?
You ain't heard who I am? You're not familiar with me, are you? You never plugged into me before, have you? You underestimate the power of my influence, don't you? You don't know my scriptures. You don't know the power of my word. That's what Christ said. He said, they don't know. I said, they don't know.
They don't know.
They don't grow.
They don't show.
They don't show. They don't know what's going on in the hood. Whatever the hell that was. Who said that? Right? Ice Cube. Ice Cube said that. Oh, hood wisdom. Read.
That the everlasting power, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not.
He said, don't they know I don't sleep? The Most High said, don't they understand I don't go to sleep? What does that mean?
He's always available.
He's watching.
He's always watching, and he's always accessible. He don't miss nothing. He said, don't they know I don't faint, man. I don't go to sleep. I don't get tired. You're not going to catch the Most High on a day off. You know, I was praying.
Yeah.
Just like the Most High ain't hear me. He must took a day off. He must have went on vacation.
Yeah.
The Most High don't take vacation.
Yeah.
Read on.
Neither is weary.
He said, I don't get tired, man. I'm tired of these people. I'm tired of hearing people beg.
That's for Larry number.
They're always begging. We're the ones that get tired of begging. People begging. Man, you always begging, man. Damn. You just a bugaboo. You always asking for something. We're the ones that get tired of
You
people.
want something? I
Yeah.
know you want
I
something.
already know what you're calling for. What you want. We're the ones that get tired of people always petitioning and asking for something. The Most High don't. Read on.
There is no searching of his understanding.
He said, man, you can't figure the Most High out. You can't tell the Most High that he's not available. You can't tell the Most High what his schedule is or his time frame is. But we do. You know how we tell the Most High what his schedule is? He ain't listening to me. Because we say, I already tried, it didn't work. That's how we tell the Most High that his understanding is not worth searching out. Because I'm not getting what I want in life.
On my timetable.
Yeah, on my timetable. Read.
Verse 29. He giveth power to the faint.
He said, don't you understand? If you knew what's best for your life, that if you were to plug into the Most High, when you got tired, when you get these crazy, I want to eliminate myself and off myself thoughts,
I'm out of here.
I want to leave. I just want to be gone. I don't want to live no more. Be alive. When you get them crazy thoughts, you're getting those thoughts because you're not understanding where your power comes from. And you're not tapping in. He said, what?
He giveth power to the faint.
He said, don't you know that's the best time to access me? Is when you are tired. When you're tired and things that you do aren't working. Don't you know that's the best time to call on me? Don't you know that's all you got to do is plug in and look up? And I'll distribute this power that I have and I'll distribute it to you? Don't you know how fast I can help you in your situation? He said he gives power to the what?
To the faint.
To the faint. How many of us get faint in life? Where things aren't working. Things aren't going the way I want it to go. I don't have the things I want to have. I don't look the way I want to look. Or I don't understand what I think I should know by now. I see everybody else excelling, but I don't see me excelling. You ain't plugging in, buddy. He said he gives power to the faint. Read on.
And to them that have no might.
He said, and to those that have no strength at all. This is why you see a lot of old elderly people. All they do is talk to the Lord. Because they don't have no alternatives. Because their legs don't work. Their back don't work. Their hips don't work. Their knees don't work. Their fingers don't work. They got arthritis. They got all kind of intestinal issues. But you know where they got to lean on the most? The Most High. That's why old people are always talking to the Lord. Ooh, Lord, thank you for letting me get to the car. You just got to the car. That's it. You thinking, Lord, just to get, I made it to the car.
That was the best one.
I just made it to the car. Thank you, Lord. I made it to the house. To the bathroom in time. You know why? Because when you have no strength at all, that's a perfect time to call on who? That's a perfect time to look up. When you run out of answers, you don't got no answers. Read on.
God. And to them that have no might, he increaseth strength.
He said he increaseth strength. That's why Christ said, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures. That's why your faith is low. And you don't understand the power of the Most High. You don't know how to tap into the Lord. That's why you're always you live in life, but you're always busted. You're always broke down and depressed. You're full of anxiety and depression and stress. You had all this stress in your life. Who you not going to? Now you're not picking that book up. You pick that book up more often, things will change. You tap into the Bible enough. That's how you know who's reading the Bible and who's not. That's how you know who's digging in this Bible for understanding and who's not. Read on.
God. Verse 30. Even the youths shall faint.
Even though you young and you think you got all your life ahead of you and you got maximum strength, you don't need to sleep like everybody else. You're good on 4 hours of sleep. Even your young self with all that stamina that you have, even you young folk out there, all you young folk that's in your prime, that's in your full strength. Guess what? The Most High said, even your youth shall let you down. Don't be so cocky and arrogant to depend on what you think you know and understand or your own particular strength. Because you have an advantage. Because you have an advantage over elderly people. He said, even you, young folk, you're going to get tired too. You're going to run out of gas too. You're going to get weak too, even though you're in your strength. Read on.
God, even the youth shall faint and be weary.
Yeah, you're going to get tired too. See, when you're young, you can hit a couple of walls and you can lose it all a couple of times and start over. You can hit rock bottom a couple of times when you're young. Can't hit rock bottom when you're old too much. You gotta have some type of stability going on by the time you get older. And you can operate when you're young with no insurance. You can live life with no insurance when you're young. Because your body heals rapidly. Your body heals rapidly because you're young. All your cells work. Your blood is good. Got good blood. But when you're older, you can't afford a mistake. You can't afford.
Listen the wrong way.
Twisting your body the wrong way. Throwing your back out. Throwing a hip out. You can't afford a slip and a fall? No, man. Not when you're older.
Set you back a couple years.
Y'all, man. You can trip when you're young, bust your butt a couple times. Do it when you're older, it's different. It hit different. It hit different. Literally hit different. Read on.
For the middle of 30. And the young men shall utterly fall.
Yeah, you know what? All your ideas, because you're young, you're creative, man. That's why they say music belongs to the young generation, because they control the trends and the culture. They control the trends and culture because the young people are always innovative. They're always creating new things. Man, they say even the youth, even you shall fall. Even your ideas, your innovations won't work. You'll run out of innovations. You'll run out of decisions. You're gonna hit enough walls to where you're not gonna make it to where you think you are or gonna go to. So the Most High is saying that everybody's gonna get into a position or a time where they're gonna need the Lord. It's your job to recognize that you just can't keep driving in life expecting to get somewhere, but you haven't fixed your issues. And you've been denying the Most High, not accessing the Most High for what He has available all day, every day, and utilizing and implementing that in your life. But you expect to make it though. Not going to happen. I'm going to fake it till I make it. Okay? You'll run out of that too. That idea will change too.
It's hard to fake after a while.
After a while, you're getting older. Yeah. Can't fake it too long. Read on.
God. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew.
It said, but they that wait upon the Lord shall what?
Shall renew their strength.
Shall do what?
Shall renew their strength.
I power back up in life when I wait on the Most High. When I become waiting on the Most High means you're dependent upon the Lord. Not your own wisdom. Not your own answers. Not your own understanding. Yes, sir.
No, yeah, I had a definition of wait. Pretty much hit it right
What does it say?
there. Wait in the 1828 says to be ready to serve, to obey.
It says to be ready to serve, to obey. So wait, I mean, I'm ready to serve. I'm ready. That means
guided.
I'm ready to be guided. I'm willing. I'm ready to hear. Ready for instruction. That means I'm dependent upon the Most High. See, in life, you can live life not dependent upon the Most High, but that's exactly why Christ said you do err.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because you don't know the scriptures and you don't know the power of the Most High. He said, but if you understood the scriptures and if you understood the power of the Most High, he said your strength can be renewed every day. Every day is a fresh start for you. Not, I can't wait to get this day over with. I can't wait to get this day. It's a long ass day. I'm having a bad day. Man, I can't wait to just get home and go to sleep, drink a beer. Get under the covers. And block everybody up, block the world off. And just, you know what he said? You fresh every day if you tap into your power. You're recharged every day to go back and fight another day and see what life has to offer you. And see and reap the benefits of life. He said their strength is renewed every day. Read on.
They shall mount up with wings as eagles.
Now I'm going. Now I'm hitting the highway. Now I'm up and I'm moving in life. Now my life is going in the right direction. Now I'm flying. Because you tapped in. But you stalled out and broke down when you're not tapped in. Read on.
They shall run and not be weary.
It said they're going to run and they never get tired. What's the difference? Some people are tired of living. And some people in life, to them, they're just getting started. What's the difference? One depends on the Most High to come up with their inspiration. The other one depends on their own wisdom. The other one leaves the Most High out the equation and try to figure it out on their own. And those are the ones that hit the walls. Those are the ones on the side of the road in the grass. Popping a flare with a cone behind the car. They ain't going nowhere. They just living life trying to ignore the Most High, deny the Most High, as if you can live life like that. You're going to run out of gas sometime. Read on. Finish that.
They shall run and not be weary.
He said they shall run and not be weary. Read.
And they shall walk and not faint.
And they never get tired, man. It's refreshing when you depend on the Most High. He keeps you invigorated. He keeps you lively and enjoying life. Life is full of joy at that point.
Can I pause real quick?
Please.
Psalms 103, verse 5. Quick scripture, not a long scripture.
Psalms chapter 103 and verse 5. Who satisfieth thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagles?
It satisfies my mouth with good things. The Most High, a war went to a class about the goods of the Lord is cattle. So we're supposed to be feeding the cattle or the sheep what? The scriptures, the word, right? So we're eating the word, we're consuming the word, making it part of who we are by digesting the scriptures, then it renews our what? Key point.
So thy youth.
Thy youth. When a person's young out, they have that believing mindset. What are children known for?
Yeah, that was good too. That's good too. But we'll keep going.
They're known for believing whatever their parents tell them. If the sky is orange, then I believe that. If my daddy said this, I believe that. If this person said that, based off what my parents said, the environment my parents create, I believe in the environment I was given. So when it says it renews your youth like an eagle's, that means your faith and your confidence is renewed. And you have that believing conscience. That believing conscience gives you energy. When we're drained, we're tired, we're really parched in the spirit. I'm not getting enough scripture, like Shawan said, and I'm doubting. So that doubt has an effect on your spirit. It has an effect on your energy. It has an effect on your vitality. That's this when a person can be the same exact age. One believes the scripture, one studies, and one doesn't. You can see a difference in their body language, in their confidence, in their decision making. Read that point one last time.
Psalms chapter 103 and verse 5. Who satisfies thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagle.
So you'll be satisfied in your youth. A lot of times we're in our youth, but we're not what?
Satisfied.
We're not satisfied. And because I'm not satisfied, I base my belief on my personal satisfaction.
Yep.
I'm not happy, therefore, you know what? What's the use of these scriptures? What's the point of the scriptures? What's the point of serving the Most High? What's the point of making changes? I'm not content with my life. What's the direct opposite? It's actually by consuming these scriptures and applying the book, I'll find satisfaction. It comes from the application where Shamshawan's going with the scriptures. It comes from consuming the scriptures and applying the scriptures. That's how you find satisfaction. But if I'm not satisfied, and I'm not invigorated, and I'm not enthusiastic, I'm not consuming enough scriptures. I'm not really believing it.
I'm really malnourished.
Huh.
I'm bulimic.
In the spirit?
I got anorexia in the spirit.
Huh.
I'm not. Ain't no nourishment coming.
Yeah.
Let's go to Genesis chapter 18. Why is that? Genesis chapter 18. Start at verse 1 real quick. Why is that? Genesis chapter 18. Start at verse 1 real quick.
8 and 18?
Yeah, 18 and 1.
Genesis chapter 18 and verse 1.
We're just going to hit a couple points and then jump down. We're not going to read this whole thing. We got some more to get to real quick. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 18 verse 1. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre.
Go
and
ahead.
he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day.
So this is Abraham. It's Abraham sitting at the. It's hot outside. Abraham sitting at the tent. Obviously, ain't no AC in there. So he's sitting at the door of the tent, trying to get some air. Read on.
And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground, and said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant.
Jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8.
So these 3 men are regular men. These are not regular men that Abraham's talking to. These 3 men are angels sent by the Most High. These aren't regular men. Read on.
And he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. And they said unto him, Where is Sarah thy wife?
And they asked Abraham a question. Hey, where's your wife at? Where's Sarah your wife at? Read on.
And he said, Behold, in the tent.
He said, she's in the tent. Remember, Abraham was at the door trying to catch a breeze. She was still in the tent. Read.
And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life.
He said, and the angels told Abraham, we're going to come back. And when we return, Sarah going to have a baby. Read on.
And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son, And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age.
How old were they? Read.
And it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women.
That means that when it says that it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women, that means that Sarah was no longer ovulating. She was no longer producing eggs to fertilize semen, sperm. She was past menopause. She wasn't out. There's no ovulation going on. She was well stricken in years. Read.
Verse 12. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying.
And it said, therefore Sarah did what?
Laughed within herself.
She heard what the men said, but she thought it was funny. Because she said to herself, what?
She's saying, after I am waxed old.
He said, I'm going to have a son at this age. Read on.
Shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also?
She threw a jab at Abraham right here. I don't know if y'all see that.
Yeah.
There's a little jab.
Yeah.
There's a little jab thrown at Abraham too. The jab is, am I going to get pleasure from my husband who is old also? That means what? It might not work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, there's a little jab right there. Read on.
Verse 13. And the Lord said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh?
And the angels, they hit Sarah up. Say, what you laughing about? You think it's funny, huh? You think things are funny. You think you got a sense of humor, huh? You like your sense of humor, huh? Read on.
Wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of a surety bear a child, which am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord?
So the angels had to check that laugh. Why did she laugh?
She didn't believe.
Say again?
She had no faith.
It was doubt.
By reason.
But isn't that pretty understandable though?
Yeah.
Like I'm old as outdoors and I'm supposed to have a baby and my husband old too, and I might not get no pleasure out of that. Yeah. So it's reasonable doubt. Yeah. But it's doubt nonetheless. And a lot of times that's how people live life. Sometimes your doubts are reasonable, but it's still doubt. Sometimes you think your doubt is justifiable, but it's still doubt. Read on.
God, is anything too hard for the Lord?
And that's why the angels had to come back and hit Sarah up. You act like it's anything too hard for the Lord. He has to hit her with that question. You act like the Most High can't do that. How many times do we tell ourselves, man, it's too late? I ain't gonna never be happy. I don't see it by now. I don't see the good in trying so hard. I don't see the good in working so hard.
It's pretty much already over.
It's already over. That means I already quit in the mind. How many times we do that? Quit in the mind. Still doubt, even if it's reasonable. But that's why you had to come back and remind her. These angels had to tell Sarah, is it anything too hard for the Lord? You act like that's impossible. Just because you haven't seen it and it's not common. That's why you think it's impossible. Read on.
Genesis 18 and 14. Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee.
Like I said, I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have a son.
At the time appointed.
At the time appointed. This time next year, you're going to be delivered. Like I said. Read.
According to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. Then Sarah denied, saying,
I ain't do that. I ain't say nothing. I ain't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't laugh. What is she doing? She's denying it. You got all kind of doubts. And when somebody call you out on your doubts, what do? We deny it.
That's not what I meant.
That's not what I meant. I do believe in the Most High. You try to paint me out to be an unbeliever. No, you got doubts, buddy. Read on.
Then Sarah denied, saying, I laugh not.
I didn't laugh. What are you talking about? I believe you. Read.
For she was afraid.
Because she said it out of fear. Read on.
And he said,
And the angel said what?
Nay.
No.
Nah,
Angels stone
Nah,
serious.
he's
Huh?
serious, bro. You see how the angels, they ain't playing, bro. They're like, no, we heard you. Read.
Nay. But thou didst laugh.
You did laugh. Well, she had to be shaken by that. I would be shaking.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, okay, they serious. They are serious. Let me stop playing. Let me stop playing with the Lord. A lot of people play with the Lord because they play with the Lord because they got doubts. Because I got plenty of doubts. This is what people do. They got doubts. Now, let's go to on this point. Let's go to Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 19. Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 19. Whoever got it, read it.
Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 19. The Lord Most High is my strength.
He said, the Lord, the Most High is my what?
My strength.
He said, the Lord, the Most High is my strength. Read on.
And he will make my feet like hinds.
And he will make my feet like hinds' feet. Read on.
And he will make me to walk upon mine high places.
It said, and he shall make me walk upon my high places. Read.
To the chief singer on my stringed instruments.
Read. That's it, right? Now, he said, give me verse 19.
Verse 19. The Lord Most High is my strength.
He said, the Lord Most High is my what?
Is my strength.
Go ahead.
And he will make my feet like hinds' feet.
Now, there's something I want out of here. He said, the Lord power is my strength, and he shall make my feet like hinds' feet. Go ahead.
And he will make me to walk upon mine high places.
He said, and he will set me up on high places. Now, give me one second, real quick. I got to get this point right. Give me this I gotta add this real quick. Let me find this verse real quick.
He's a buckler.
No, it says, give me the definition of sovereign. That's what I'm looking for. Sovereign. Somebody give me the definition of sovereign.
Sovereign. It says supreme in power.
Okay, that's what I want right here. It says supreme in power. So read this one more time.
Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 19. The Lord Most High is my strength.
See, when you lean on the Most High, you're acknowledging the sovereignty of the Most High. When you lean and become dependent on the Father, you're saying that there is no other power but the Most High. Read.
And he will make my feet like hinds' feet.
And he shall make me move like as fast as deer move. I'll run when I lean on the Most High. Read.
And he will make me to walk upon mine high places.
Right, and he will set me up in high places. Now that definition of sovereign is what?
Supreme in power.
It says he's supreme in power. What else?
Possessing supreme dominion.
Possessing supreme dominion.
As a sovereign ruler of the universe.
Okay, like a sovereign ruler of the universe. Now, when you look at the greats in the Bible, they all looked at the Most High with this sovereign power, with this as a supreme power. They all acknowledged the Most High sovereignty. All the greats in the Bible did. Matter of fact, we're going to go to Jeremiah chapter 32. Give me verse 16 to kind of explain how all the greats in the Bible, how they acknowledge the Most High.
Jeremiah chapter 32 and verse 16
Read
reads.
verse 17.
Come. Jeremiah chapter 32 verse 17 reads, Ah, Lord power, behold, thou hast made the heaven and the earth.
What is Jeremiah saying right here? By he's acknowledging the Most High made the what? The heaven and the earth. He's acknowledging the Most High's what?
Great.
Sovereignty.
Okay.
His sovereignty. That he's the supreme power. He says, Ah, Lord power, behold, thou hast made the heaven and the earth. Go ahead.
By thy great power.
By your great power. It's you that does it. Nobody's doing it but you. You are in control and nobody else. Read on.
By thy great power, and stretched out arm, and there is nothing too hard for you.
And Jeremiah said what?
There is nothing.
And Jeremiah said what?
Nothing.
There is nothing that's what?
Too hard for thee.
Didn't that sound familiar with the angels told Sarah?
Come.
Nothing's too hard for the Most High. Why are you laughing? See, all the greats in the scriptures already understood this. We're the only ones that act like something is too hard for the Lord to accomplish in our life. Like there's something that I can't fix in my life. We're the only ones that stay in this broken, depressed state. As if something is too hard for the Most High. We're the ones that mock and ridicule the instruction that comes from the Lord. Our people do. You ain't tired of reading that Bible yet? It ain't got you nowhere, has it? I've been praying. I haven't seen no changes. I haven't seen nothing change yet. I've been praying and praying and praying. I haven't seen anything change. So we're the ones that stop looking at the Most High like things are too difficult for him to fix. Read on.
Verse 18. Thou showest loving kindness unto thousands.
He said, Jeremiah said, man, you show loving kindness unto who?
Unto thousands.
Unto thousands. You spread your loving kindness out. Read on.
And recompenses the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of their children after them.
Read down to 19.
Verse 19. Great in counsel.
He said, man, you're great in counsel. He said, I get all my counsel from you. I get all my advice from you. I get all my instruction from you. Because the great people in the scriptures can recognize the sovereignty of the Father as him being the supreme being. He has supreme power. Read on.
Great in counsel and mighty in work.
And you're mighty in work. Read on.
For thine eyes are open upon all the ways of the sons of men.
Because you're in the position where you see everything. You're the supreme power. You oversee everything that happens on the earth. There's nothing that you don't see. There's nothing that you don't control. There's nothing that you don't have your hand in. Or you can't adjust or fix or change. Read on.
Come, to give everyone according to his ways.
It says, but here's the kicker. The Most High only give you what?
Everyone according to his ways.
He only bless you according to your what? To your ways. To your ways of operation. To your behavior. To your speech. To your belief. To your doubt. See, that's the problem. We look at the Most High as being unfair, but all the Most High is doing is measuring out what he gives us based upon our behavior. Based on our faith. It's faith-based instruction. The Most High, so if I'm not happy about my situation, is it the Most High's fault? No. He's only distributing to me what I deserve. Now if I increase my faith.
It says, wait. Method or plan of life. And.
Hold on. It said method or plan of what?
Yeah. Wait. Method or plan of life.
So the Most High will only distribute to a man his method or his plan of what?
Of life.
And what else?
And conduct.
So the Most High give you what you deserve. He's only giving you what you deserve.
Yeah.
So if you got low budget faith, you got low budget blessings.
Yeah.
You got low budget belief, you got low budget happiness. When you got doubt and you mock the Most High because you don't really believe all the way, then the Most High mock and laugh at what you think you deserve. It's self-paced. All these things are self-paced. You're in a position that you put yourself in based on your faith and your ability to acknowledge the Most High or not. What you got?
I was saying, way it's a matter of thinking or behavior, particular turn of opinion.
So you may expect maximum blessings, but you have you have shallow faith and shallow belief, and you got a shallow work ethic. Yes, sir.
I was gonna say that's crazy because you could even be doing the right thing, but like, what's your opinion on it? Like, are you actually doing it because you believe that it's right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You're actually doing it with faith that, you know what, this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, because you know what? Sometimes we lean on our own understanding, and we go off what we tell ourselves. We tell ourselves, if I work hard, if I read the Bible for 1 year,
Yep.
I better be where I want to be at. And the Lord better show himself to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the Lord 6 months of dedicated time.
I'm gonna give him a time frame.
Yep.
I'm gonna put an expiration date on my service. I'm gonna give him a 4-year
Yeah.
a 4-year obligation. I'm gonna give him 4 years. He got 4 years to show me something. Some people give him 4 months or 4 days. He got 4 days. I'm praying for 4 days straight. If I don't see nothing, I'm done. I ain't get what I'm praying for. Okay. Since I got partial faith, I get partial blessings. So the Most High said, man, he's only distributing to us what we deserve. It's not being unfair, but it's based on how we can acknowledge his sovereignty. How do you acknowledge the Most High's sovereignty? Do you believe he's supreme in power? Like Jeremiah's explaining? Like Habakkuk explained? Because Christ believed it. Let's go to John. Let's go to John chapter 19, verse 11. Let that go. Let's go to John chapter 19, verse 11. Because Jeremiah just explained who is the source of his power. He understands this.
St. John 19:11.
Let's go to St. John chapter 19, verse 11.
St. John.
That's page 1. That's page 1511. 1511. And this Brandon Bible, page 1511.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the Brandon.
What is that? That's all good.
In Christian Art Publishers.
Yeah, if we got multiple of those.
Yeah.
Read that.
1511.
St. John chapter 19, verse 11. Yahushua answered, thou couldst have no power at all against me.
So what is Christ saying?
Thou couldst have no power at all against me.
Who was he talking to? He's talking to Pilate. Pilate is government. So set up by the Roman government. So Christ is acknowledging, and he's fully aware of where power comes from. He's fully aware of who distributes power and where power comes from. 50 Cent don't know where power comes from.
No.
But Christ do. Christ said what?
He said, thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above.
Christ understands that all power is distributed from who?
From the Most High.
From the Most High. And if the Most High don't grant power, then you don't have it. Then you just don't have it. But the beauty of it is, all the greats in the Bible recognize where power comes from. Read.
Therefore, he that delivered me unto thee hath the greater sin.
So it's really not your fault. You're just doing your job. But that other guy, the Most High got a problem with him. He the one that sent you to me. See, Christ understands where power comes from. We don't. You have to acknowledge the sovereignty of the Most High in your life. Get that definition of sovereign one more time. Because some people don't know where to look when their life is not hitting all cylinders, when their life is not moving in the right direction. What you got?
Number 1, supreme in power, possessing supreme dominion as a sovereign ruler of the universe.
You got to recognize the Most High as the sovereign ruler of the universe. So he should be your first recourse when you have a problem in life. That's the first place you should go. That's why Christ said, you do err not knowing the scriptures nor the power of the Most High. That's your biggest mistake. You don't pick up the source of where all power comes from. That's why Romans chapter 13 verse 1 says what? And then give me Matthew 26 and 50.
Romans chapter 13, verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher power.
Go ahead.
For there is no power.
But what? Because what?
For there is no power.
So rank, power, and authority comes from what?
But of the Most High.
It said that's why you should be in order. Because you got to understand when you're not in order with the people over you, then you're denying the power that the Most High distributed to everybody on earth. That's why you don't fight the cops. You don't fight the police. The scriptures say rulers in the same chapter.
Yeah.
Rulers are not a terror to what?
Good words.
But to who?
Evil.
But to the evil. So I don't got to fight the cops. Who put the cops in power? Most High did. I got to fight you. What do I fight the cops for? You know what? Christ understands. I don't got to disrespect them. The Most High, if the Most High see fit, He'll take them out of power and remove them out of power. My job is to be in order because I understand where power is distributed from. A lot of us don't. Give me that in Matthew. Let that go. No, finish that in Romans 13. Finish that verse.
Come. Romans 13 and verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher power. For there is no power but of the Most High.
Read on.
The powers that be.
All the powers are on the earth. Read on.
The powers that be are ordained by the Most High.
That's why if you're a child, you shouldn't be fighting your parents.
Yep.
Your wife, you shouldn't be putting your hands on your husband. Vice versa. He said all the power all the powers that be are ordained of who?
The Most High.
All of it comes from the Most High. Everything comes from the Lord. But the only time that we don't recognize this is when we want to live our life and we want to leave the Most High out of the equation. But we expect power from somewhere else. We expect blessings from somewhere else. We expect the benefits from somewhere else. But not recognizing who is the one who gives all power. The Most High does. Christ understood this. Jeremiah understands this. Habakkuk understands this. All the greats understand this. Give me that in Matthew chapter 26. Read it start at verse 50.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 50.
Read this.
And Yahushua said unto him.
Text 13:78.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 50. And Yahushua said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come?
So this is Christ talking to Judas. Yahushua is talking to Judas who just betrayed him. Mm-hmm. He's got the Roman soldiers with him. And Christ called him a what? Friend. Buddy. Where you coming from? Where'd you go? Read on.
Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua.
Then he understood it was a setup, but he already knew it was a setup.
Yep.
Then they grabbed Yahushua. Read on.
And took him.
Read on.
And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand.
That was Peter. Read on.
And drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear.
And that guy's name was Malchus. Read on.
Verse 52. Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place.
Put your sword back on your hip, man. Put it back in the sheath. What are you doing? Why are you trying to fight for me? Read on.
For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Put your damn sword up. Read on.
Verse 53. Think thou.
He said, don't you understand? Don't you understand? Do you not know that what?
Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father?
He said, don't you know that right now, at this very moment, while these Roman soldiers got their hands on me, that I could pray to the Most High, or the servants of the high priest? Don't you understand? I could just send up one prayer. I could send up one prayer right now. And what?
And he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels.
Give me Isaiah. Hold this and go to Isaiah 37. Start at verse 33. Give me Isaiah chapter 37. Start at verse 33. Next brother, real quick. And then you're going to hold that real quick, Ahmad.
God.
Page 1018. Page 1018.
Read that.
Isaiah chapter 37 and verse 33. Therefore, thus saith the Most High, concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come into this city.
He said, the Most High said, man, the king of Assyria, he ain't coming into the city. Read on.
Nor shoot an arrow there.
He not even going to shoot it. He ain't going to get an arrow off. Read.
Nor come before with shield.
Neither is he going to have a shield of protection. Read on.
Nor cast a bank against you.
Neither is he going to set up an embankment. Read on.
By the way that he came, by the same shall he return.
The same way he walked in here is the same way he going to leave. Empty-handed. Read on.
And shall not come into this city.
He said he ain't coming into the city. The Most High said that. Read on.
Saith the Most High.
Read on.
For I will defend this city to save it for my own sake.
He said, for my own sake, for my own name's sake. Even though the children of Israel at this time didn't deserve it, he said, for my own name's sake, I'm not going to do it for what? Read on.
And for my servant, David's sake.
He said, because I made a promise to David. Therefore, I'm not going to let the king of Assyria come and ransack this city. Read on.
Then the angel of the Most High.
One angel. One angel. Then the angel. One angel. Read on.
Of the Most High went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000.
That's 185,000. One angel.
Wow.
Read on.
And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpse.
Dead corpse. There wasn't no life in them. They were corpses. One angel took out 185,000 men. Keep that ratio in your mind.
Wow.
Keep that number in your head. Go back to where you at, Ahmad.
God. Matthew 26, verse 54. But how then?
No, verse 53.
33.
53. 53.
God, verse 53 again. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father?
He said, I could send up one prayer to the Most High, because Christ knows where power comes from. He said, I can send up one prayer to my Father right now. Read on.
And he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels.
Now, one angel can kill off how many men?
185.
185,000. Now, a legion is between 3,000 to 6,000 troops. So let's do the math.
I just did that.
Hold on, slow it down. You're ahead of the game. Your brain is running.
You get letters out. You get letters in the number.
So
you get letters in the
hold on, slow it down. Let's do the math on this. Let's break this down. We know one angel could knock off 185,000 men in one day, one night.
Wow.
So now Christ said, I can send up one prayer. And the Most High give me 12 legions. A legion is 3,000 to 6,000. Let's do 3,000. So 12 times 3,000 is what? 36,000, right? Now you got 36,000 angels. If one could kill off 185,000, then multiply 36,000 times 185,000.
It's a bad number.
Corpses. Let's do the math. I got it right here. is 6,660,000,000 people.
Wow.
Sounds like the world population.
That they're said it's exactly the point. They say that it's 6 billion people on Earth.
No,
That
Wow.
it's supposed to be over 7 now.
well, listen.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Right.
Yeah, give or take.
We're gonna say that.
Yeah, round up.
Remember, a legion is between 3,000 to 6,000.
Yeah.
We taking the low number. We lowballing. So if it's 6 billion people on Earth, that means Christ said I can send up one prayer and destroy the whole Earth's population.
Start over.
Just one prayer, and I got enough accessible angels at my disposal to destroy the whole Earth. Now let's say if it's 6,000, because a legion is 3 to 6,000. Says let's do the math. Then what's 6,000 times 12? That's 72. So what's 72,000 times 185,000 corpses? That's 13,320,000,000 corpses. That means that, still saying that all Christ have to do is pray with one prayer, that the Most High send them just 12 legions. That's enough to kill the world twice over. Christ has this power, and he has access to this power by one prayer. He could kill the earth twice over. Now read verse 54.
Verse 54. But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled?
He said, man, if I let loose these angels, none of these scriptures are going to get done.
The prophecy gonna get done.
That prophecy ain't going to get fulfilled. Ain't going to be nobody left. Ain't going to be no New Jerusalem. Ain't going to be no Old Jerusalem or no New Jerusalem.
Wow.
We're going to skip Revelations.
Yeah.
We're going to skip Ezra's.
Yeah.
You got Esau at the end of the world? No, the whole world is the end of the world. Yeah.
This is dark.
Yeah. We're going back to the Cretaceous period. So he's showing you Christ understands where power comes from. He's not ignorant of that. Who's the only people on earth? Christ said, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the what? Who is the people that's ignorant of the Most High's power? Us. We're the ones that's disconnected from our power source. Christ is not. He understands this. He said, "Man, but if I call these angels, these prophecies ain't gonna get fulfilled. Let's put that on pause. Let's put this prayer on pause." That's why he's mad at Peter, because Peter don't understand that. Peter just thinking he's in the moment. You gonna put your hands on my master? Cut your ear off. He caught up in the moment. A lot of people caught up in the moment. You don't look at the big picture. Christ is looking at the big picture. I got angels waiting to do work, put in work. If I want, you looking at the small picture. Put your sword back in your hip. You look on a small level. You don't understand the Most High like I understand the Most High. A lot of people don't. A lot of people live life without the acknowledgement of the Most High's supreme power and where their strength comes from. Let's go to Psalms real quick. Psalms 18 and 32. That's what Peter don't understand. Somebody else give me Psalms 27 and 1.
Psalm chapter 18 and verse 32.
And that's page 825.
It is the Most High that girdeth me.
It said what?
It is the Most High that girdeth me.
What did David say?
It is the Most High that girdeth me with strength.
All the greats understand where power comes from. All the greats do. All the greats in the Bible understand how to tap into their power source and who they need to go to when life is not worth living, or life hits a wall, or life is not satisfactory. They know how to tap in. David knows how to tap in. We don't. He said what?
It is the Most High that girdeth me with strength.
He said it's the Most High that girdeth me with strength. Read on.
And maketh my way perfect.
He said, and he's the one that make my way perfect. Now, I don't got no power. I don't got no control. I don't know how to make my way perfect. I don't know what I'm doing. If you're humble enough, you'll accept the fact that you don't know what you're doing. That you can't make your way perfect. Only the Most High can make your way perfect. Next verse.
Done. Psalms chapter 27 and verse 1 reads, the Lord is my light and my salvation.
Read.
Whom shall I fear?
It said, the Lord is my light and my salvation. What do I have to be afraid of? Why should I have fears? There's so many different variations of the definition of the word afraid. Anxiety, panic, phobias. It's another one. Petrified. Distemper. Is fear of the mind or the body.
Stress.
Psychological issues.
Panic.
Frightened.
Mania.
Worried. Tense. Frantic. Hysterical. Timid. Faint-hearted. Cowardly.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
So all these are variations of the word afraid. David understand, man, who should I be? Why should I walk around life being afraid? If I recognize the supremacy of the Father that I serve, if I recognize the supreme power of the Father, who should I be afraid of? Why should I be walking around nervous? People that walk around nervous, full of afraid, they're not plugged in. They're not tapped in. Let's go to give me this right here. Luke chapter 7, let's start at verse 1. Read through it fast because we got some more to get to.
Luke chapter 7, verse 1.
Page 1433.
Read that.
Luke chapter 7, verse 1. Now, when he had ended all his sayings in the audience of the people.
So Christ was teaching. Read on.
He entered into Capernaum.
Go ahead.
It says, and a certain centurion's servant who was dear unto him was sick.
He said it was a centurion, which is a Roman soldier. Century, of course, is 100. So this is an officer of 100 soldiers. This is Roman rank. This is an officer of 100. And he has a servant of his. He's an officer of 100. He has 100 troops under his authority. And a servant of his is sick. Read.
And ready to die.
Read on.
And when he heard of Yahushua, he sent unto him the elders of the Jews, beseeching him.
He said he sent of them the elders of the Jews, begging him. Read on.
That he would come and heal his servant.
He said, man, go get those elders of the Jews and tell them to go get that guy, Yahushua, the anointed Savior, and bring him because I want him to save my servant's life. Read on.
And when they came to Yahushua, they besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy for whom he should do this.
He said, this is a good man. He's worth you traveling over here to heal. He's worth your healing, your prayers. He's worth your blessing. He's worth your time. He's worthy. Read on.
It says, for he loveth our nation.
He said he loves our nation. Read on.
And he hath built us a synagogue.
So obviously he's showing you the centurion is a lover of the Jews. He said, build us a synagogue. Read on.
Then Yahushua went with them.
Servant. Read on.
Then Yahushua went with them.
Go ahead.
And when he was now not far from the house.
So he didn't even get there to the destination. He didn't get there. Read.
The centurion sent friends to him, saying unto him, Lord, trouble not thyself.
He said, listen, please, don't take another step. He said, Lord, please, stay where you are. Don't come all the way over here. Read on.
For I am not worthy that thou shouldest enter under my roof.
What do you call that right there? Reverence and what? Humility. That's humility, man. He respects him. He said, I'm not worthy that you come here under my roof. That's reverence, respect, and humility. Read on.
Wherefore, neither thought I myself worthy to come
and he said,
thee.
and this is why I didn't even come to you, because I don't even find myself worthy to approach you. Read.
But say in a word.
He said, but all you have to do is speak the what?
The word.
Just tell me that you're going to heal my servant. Just speak the word. I don't need your whole presence. Just give me a word. I don't need you to be there in the flesh. You don't have to arrive and kick your shoes off and come in and trouble yourself. Just give me the word. Read on.
It says, and my servant shall be healed.
He said, and my servant shall be healed. What do you call this? Faith. This is what faith is. It's when you don't have to see. You just can get the word and you believe. And that's enough for you. The word of the Lord is enough for you. You don't got to see the Most High Christ come down out of heaven. You don't got to see the sky crack open just to believe that the Most High is real. You could just read it in the word. The word is sufficient to believe. Read on.
Verse 8. It says, for I also am a man.
He said, but here's the alternative perspective of the Roman centurion. This is why he doesn't need much. This is why he doesn't require much. This is why it doesn't take Christ to have to show up in the flesh. He said, because I also am what?
A man.
He said, I'm a man too. Read on.
Set under authority.
He said, but I also am set under what?
Authority.
He says, I take orders from people. I take orders from people. Read on.
Having under me soldiers.
And also, I have under me what?
Soldiers.
So I understand the power distribution. I understand authority. I understand to do what I'm told and how to execute orders. He's going to explain. Read on.
And I say unto one, go.
If I tell a man, go. If I give an order, if I drop an order, and I tell that man go, what does that man do?
And he goeth.
And he goeth. So he understands what power is. He already understands what power is. Christ said, you do err not knowing the scriptures, nor the what?
The power of the Most High.
Power of the Most High. Some people don't know the power of the Most High. And if I at least know the power of the Most High, then I also know how to access the Most High too. But I will access him through what? Through faith. Read on.
It says, and to another, come, and he cometh.
And if I tell another servant, hey, get over here. Report here in the morning. Read.
It says, and to my servant.
And then to my servant, read on.
Do this.
And if I tell him, hey, go pick up these arrows, and I need you to bring the shields over here in the morning, and I need y'all to train in combat. Whatever I tell my servants to do, they do it. Read on.
Do this, and he doeth it.
Go ahead.
When Yahushua heard these things, he marveled at him.
He was shocked, man. Read on.
And turned him about, and said unto him.
And he turned the man about. Read on.
And said unto the people that followed him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith.
He said, I haven't seen so great what?
So great faith.
Why did Christ call that great faith? Because you don't have to see to believe. But you understand where your power comes from. But you don't got to see the Most High sitting in your living room to believe and move and to know that the Most High is with you. You don't have to see Christ next to you in the passenger seat to know that he's with you. That's why some people ride with the Bible on the dashboard. They lack a little bit of what? Faith. Because if you believe, do you have to put your Bible on the dashboard? What is that a sign of? Doubt. Because if you know, you know. If you know he's with you, then he's with you. You don't have to put your Bible on the dashboard like he gonna steer. Yeah, he gonna take over. He gonna start driving. The Bible just gonna flip back on the steering wheel, start driving for you. The Bible just gonna cover you. This lady, a customer of ours, this week, said she was walking across the street, and a truck didn't see her. The lady that had the back brace on with all the looked like shoelaces on the back brace, all the way up, couldn't with the cane, couldn't walk up the stairs. She said the truck didn't see her, and she stood there because it was too late to move, and the truck blasted her. Pow! But she said before the truck hit her, she said a prayer. She said, Lord, help me. The truck is going to hit me. That's all she said. She said, Lord, help me. The truck is going to hit me. She said the truck hit her, broke her collarbone, broke her shoulder bone, broke her ribs, her spine. Damn. She said, but she felt a power with her where she didn't get thrown. She didn't even fall. What the hell? She said when the truck hit her and broke her body up, she turned and looked at the driver. And she stood on her feet. And she got eye contact with the driver while the driver was breaking her body up. Because she said, I prayed. And that's how I knew God is with me. She said, because at that moment, I didn't fall and I didn't get thrown. He just broke my body up and I stared at him eye to eye. And he kept driving. It was a hit and run.
Oh no.
And she said, God saw what you did to me. That was her words. Jesus saw what you did to me. That's what she said. Jesus saw what you... That's what she... When the dude drove off, she looking at him eye to eye over the truck steering wheel. He drove off. She said, Jesus saw what you did to me. And then she collapsed. Still got a broke spine. Listen, sometimes you got to understand who to pray to at pivotal moments in your life. Imagine if she didn't pray at that time. She wouldn't be here.
No resentment.
No resentment. No resentment toward the Most High. No resentment to the person that hit her. That's why Christ said, man, this centurion, he said, I haven't seen this great faith. Read.
I say unto you, I have not found so great faith. No, not in Israel.
He said, no, not in Israel, man. You don't come across people with this kind of faith that often. That don't need the Most High in Christ in their presence to believe in the Most High in Christ. They don't come like that often. Let this go and go to James chapter 5, verse 15. Hold on. Finish where you at, y'all, because I want to get to this point. I want to get to this point. Finish where you at. Luke, I want you to read verse 8, chapter 7. Luke chapter 7, verse 8.
Luke chapter 7, verse 8.
That's something I want to get to. Read on.
Luke chapter 7, verse 8. It says, For I also am a man set under authority, having under me soldiers. And I say...
Read verse 9.
Okay, verse 9. When Yahushua heard these things...
Give me verse 10 then.
Luke chapter 7, verse 10. And they that were sent, returning to the house...
Returning to the house of that centurion. Read.
Found the servant whole.
They found the servant what?
Whole.
They found the servant whole. Healed. Why, when they turned back to the house, they found that servant healed? That's what I want to get to. Why? Give me that. Now go to James chapter 5, verse 15. Why was that centurion servant healed? That's what I want to get to.
Page 1694. 1694.
God. James chapter 5, verse 15. And the prayer of faith.
Let's stop. When you pray to the Most High, you have to have what included in it?
Faith.
You got to have faith included in your prayers. Prayers are only activated when you have faith involved, when you have belief involved. That's why that centurion servant was already healed by the time he turned back around. When they got back to the house, he was already healed. Remember, he said he was sick to the point of death. He said, and the prayer of what?
And the prayer of faith shall save the sick.
The prayer of faith. Whose faith saved that servant? It was a centurion servant. It was his faith that saved and salvaged that servant. But you got to understand what that prayer of faith is. When you read this in the Strong's, that prayer of faith means the conviction that God exists and is the creator and ruler of all things. What is that the definition of? Sovereign. You got to believe in the sovereignty of the Most High. So a lot of people pray to the Most High, but they don't recognize his sovereignty. They don't recognize him as the supreme being or the supreme power. A lot of people pray to the Most High, but they doubt his existence. It says the prayer of faith saves who?
The sick.
Saves the sick. So you can't pray without recognizing the Most High's sovereignty. Otherwise, your prayers are empty. Your prayers are in vain. Now we understand why it says in Hebrews 11:6, it says what?
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
So what do you need to please the Most High?
Faith.
What do you need to pray to the Most High?
Faith.
And what do you need before you pray to the Most High?
Faith.
No, you need to recognize his sovereignty. You need to recognize him as the supreme being, as the power source. Because the prayer of faith means the conviction that God exists and is the creator and the ruler of all things. Read on and up what you got, Yohanan.
James chapter 5, verse 15. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up.
And who?
And the Lord shall raise him up.
And the Most High. So it was the centurion's conviction. It was his conviction, along with his prayers, that healed that servant. And that conviction is based upon, I recognize that the Most High is the supreme ruler of everything. He's the creator of everything. He's the source that I need to go to for all my problems. If you can recognize that in your life, and you can understand that in your life, then a lot of your errors will start disappearing. Because that's what Christ said. You do err not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. A lot of your problems will go away. But they're still there because you don't really fully believe. You're not convinced. And you don't believe with conviction. You're not fully persuaded. You only get fully persuaded the more you read. The more you study. You can't put the Bible down and expect to be convinced. Let that go. And let's go to, I want you to get the definition of sovereign one more time. Yes, sovereign is spelled SOVEREIGN. I believe, right?
Sovereign in the 1828.
Did I spell it right?
Spelled SOVEREIGN.
Okay, I spelled it right. Okay. Read that. Read them definitions again.
Definition of sovereign in the 1828. Number 1, supreme in power, possessing supreme dominion.
It says possessing supreme dominion. The Most High is the one who I go to for all my problems. He has supreme authority over everything. Why wouldn't I go to the Most High for all my issues? Read on. What else you got? Number 2.
Number 2, supreme, superior to all others.
Superior to all others. There's no other person power that trumps the Most High. Only Christ is equal to the Most High. He said, because me and my Father are one, because I do the will of my Father. Read.
Supremely
Number 3.
Efficacious.
Now, we have to break that down. Now, we understand that those that were healed, they were convicted of the Most High's. It says, the prayer of faith, which means, when you break those words down in the Greek, it says the conviction that God exists and is the creator and ruler of all things. So the third definition of sovereign is what?
Number 3, supremely efficacious.
So we have to understand what the word is. That's where you get the word effective from.
Right, yeah.
Efficacious, where you get the word effective. What does effective mean?
You want efficacious.
Like, say for example, you know what defective is, right? Say if your oven is defective, what does that mean?
It does not work.
It's not working. properly.
It doesn't work. It's defective. It doesn't work. So effective means to what? It works.
It would give me the result I'm looking for.
Exactly. It works for the purpose of what I'm using it for. Right? Say if I buy a car, it's a lemon, then it won't get me where I need it. It won't do what I need it for. It won't accomplish what I need the car for. Because it's defective. It's a lemon. It says the Most High is efficacious. Get the definition so we understand it.
Efficacious. Productive of effects.
It says producing effects or productive of effects. Read on.
Producing the effect intended.
It says producing the effect intended. The Most High always produces the effects of what he intends. Right? What else you got?
Having power adequate to the purpose intended.
It says having power adequate for the purpose intended. The Most High is not defective. So when you call on the Most High in prayer, the Most High can respond to you. He's never defective. He has adequate power for the purpose intended. The Most High can satisfy what you call upon him for. Right? Now we got to see this in the scriptures. We got to understand it by definition, but we got to see how this looks in the Bible. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 55 so we can get this understanding of the Most High's supreme power, his efficacious nature in the scriptures. Isaiah chapter 55 and start at verse 6.
Okay. Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6. Seek ye the Most High while he may be found.
That's why you always got to be looking for who?
Most High.
You always got to be looking for the Most High. All the time. At all times. Before it's too late. Don't wait till the last minute to call on the Lord. Don't wait till things are at its worst to call on the Lord. And if they are, still call on the Lord. They said, but you should be always trying to get a response from the Most High at all times. Remember, the Most High said he never faints. He never grows weary. The Most High don't sleep. He don't get tired. He's always available. Read on.
Seek ye the Most High while he may be found.
Read on.
Call ye upon him.
What are you supposed to be doing?
Call ye upon him.
When your life is not going in the right direction, when your life is not suitable for living because you're not happy about it, you should be doing what?
Call ye upon him.
You should be calling upon the Most High. That's your power source. It gets you back running in the right direction. A lot of people forget this and they doubt. And therefore their life is always left in shambles. Because the Most High only give you what you deserve. He really actually punish you less than you deserve, really, if you want to get the scriptures to prove it. But we don't got to, but we actually get stung less than what we deserve.
We deserve more.
We deserve more punishment. You're right. But he said we're supposed to be calling on who?
Upon him.
You got to up your prayer game.
Yeah.
You better get your prayer game right.
No lie.
Better get your prayer game up. You got to know immediately where you got to tap in at. Read on.
Come. Seek ye the Most High while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near.
Read.
Verse 7. Let the wicked forsake his way.
Let the unbelievers forsake the Most High, not us. We the believers. Let the unbelievers forsake his way. Read on.
Come. And the unrighteous man his thoughts.
Let the unrighteous man not want to be in line with the Most High's thinking. Read on.
And let him return unto the Most High.
And if he is that way, he said, let him return unto the Most High. Read.
And he will have mercy upon him.
And if you've been wrong in your life through your unrighteous thoughts, because ye do err, not knowing the what?
Scripture.
Nor the what?
Power
Power of the Most High. He said, then you need to get back on track with who? Now you got to tighten it up. You got to tighten up with the Father. That's the only remedy to live a good life. A good life is only prescripted by us having a relationship with the Father. Read on.
And let him return it to the Most High, and He will have mercy upon him and to our power, for He will abundantly pardon.
Because the Most High will abundantly forgive you for your foolishness, for your ideal to be disconnected from the Father, to not recognize the Most High, to deny His sovereignty,
A foolish doubt.
to mock or laugh at the Most High's word or judgment. Read on.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
The Most High said, man, we don't think alike. You better get on track with me. You better get on board with me. My thoughts are not your thoughts. Read on.
Neither are your ways my ways.
So should the Most High get on our level, or we should get on His level?
His level.
We should try to get on His level. We should call on Him. Read.
Saith the Most High, for as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways.
The Most High has a better way of doing things than you.
You don't think that.
People
like,
people like, I got wisdom too.
Yeah.
I'm smart too.
Yep.
I'm wise too.
I know things.
I'm an adult too. I'm grown too. Okay. you got it on. Read on.
For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
Now let's get to how effective the Most High is. Because we also read the third definition of efficacious as the Most High having supreme power, or He's effective for the purpose intended. He's adequate for the purpose intended. Now let's explain this. Read on in verse 10.
Verse 10. For as the rain cometh down.
So now, the Most High said He make the rain come down. Now it doesn't just stop there. When the Most High make the rain drop, there's an intention behind making the rain drop. There's an intention behind it. There's an effect that He wants to be satisfied when He makes the rain come out the sky. Read on. There's a purpose He has intended for that rain. Read on.
For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither.
And once the rain come down, it don't go back up. The raindrops don't go in reverse. Read on.
But watereth the earth.
He said it does what?
Watereth the earth.
So the Most High makes it rain or snow. The snow melts. It does what? It watereth the earth. That was the purpose and intention of the rain or the snow. Read on. But it doesn't stop there. Read on.
And maketh it bring forth and bud.
He said, and the earth responds to the rain. And then all of a sudden, buds come up out of the earth. We ain't talking about no ganja. We're talking about plants. Nature comes up. He'll get even more specific. So it doesn't stop at just watering the earth. The buds come up. Read on.
That it may give seed.
It said, and that it may give what?
Give seed to the soul.
So it doesn't stop with just budding plants. It produces seeds for what purpose? To give seed to who?
To the sower.
Who is the sower? No, we are. We're the laborers, the farmers. They're the sowers. So the Most High make it rain, not just to water the earth, but to spring forth buds. The buds produce seeds. The seeds are useful for the sower. This is a distribution of the Most High's power. This is an example of when the Most High has an intention, His intention never goes void. It never goes out void. It always accomplishes what He wants. Read on.
That it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater.
And the seed that the sower is seeding is what? Wheat, crops, barley, oats, grains. But it started from where? It started from the rain. So when the Most High distributes power, He's distributing power so that it benefits a multiplicity of purposes. It's multi-layered. The benefits are multi-layered. But when you have a decision and you make a decision, your decisions don't be multi-layered. They always reach an undesirable end. They're never satisfactory for the purpose intended. And that's when your life goes off track. And that's when your life becomes defective. But the Most High is never defective. Read on.
Done. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
He said, and that's how my word go out of my mouth. Read on.
It shall not return unto me void.
He says, when I say something, it's always going to come to pass. But when you say something, it may not come to pass. Because you don't got the power I got.
Yeah.
You don't have what I have. You don't know what I know. You don't understand what I understand. The only people word that be coming out void is ours.
True.
We always talking what we going to do and it never get done. We always say what we're going to become and we're not there yet and we're depressed. You know why? Because we don't have supreme power. Because our works aren't efficacious. Read.
But it shall accomplish that which I please.
And isn't that the definition of the third definition of supreme or sovereignty? Read that definition one more time.
Sovereign. The third one?
Yep.
Supremely efficacious. Superior to all others.
And that's why the Most High's ways of doing things will always be superior to everybody else's ways. Why not tap into the person who has the most superior way of doing something? Why lean on your understanding? Your understanding isn't superior. You don't got answers that can have a multiplicity of benefits. Your little small brain can get you just only so far on your own wisdom. Why not tap into the one who when he says something, it always benefits. It always comes to pass. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
It said it always works. It's never defective. That's part of the Most High sovereignty. That's part of the reason why you should abandon your thoughts and your methods of living life. That's why you should throw your methods of living life in the trash.
My opinion in the trash.
You throw your opinion in the trash. Because it only goes so far, it don't work. The best thing we can do is acknowledge the Most High's power. And access it. How though? Let that go and give me verse Jeremiah 23 and 22 real quick. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 22.
Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 22. But if they had stood in my counsel.
It said, but, you know what would have benefited them? If they did what?
If they had stood in my counsel.
It said, if they would have did what?
If they had stood in my counsel.
If you would have stopped leaning on your own understanding and start actually studying for yourself, understanding the words of the Most High, he said his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. It says his word never goes out void. It always satisfies his pleasure of what he intended it for. So why not sit in the Most High's counsel? He said, but if they would have sat in my counsel, read on.
And had caused my people to hear my word.
And if they would have caused my people to hear my word, read on.
Then they should have turned them from their evil ways.
He said, because how effective is the word of the Most High?
It should have turned them from their evil ways.
It's guaranteed to work. It's efficacious. It's guaranteed to work. That's how dependable the word of the Lord is. It's guaranteed to work. But that's why Christ said, ye do err, not knowing the what?
Scriptures.
The scriptures. Nor the what?
How?
The power of the Most High. Because you don't know how effective it is. It's a life changer. What else?
And from the evil of their doing.
He said it would have converted you. The words of the Most High has the power to convert a soul. to convert a direction, change intentions, and also the outcome changes as well. That's how powerful the word of the Most High is. That's how you know if somebody's actually living by the word. There'll be a change. There'll be a conversion. That's why, man, he said. That's why he said, if they would stand in my counsels, you would see a difference. Your life would be different. A lot of people ignore the counsels of the Most High. They don't want no part of it. And life sucks. That's what life sucks. Now, give me Ephesians chapter 3, verse 11 real quick. No, hold on. Yes.
Ephesians 3, verse 11. According to the eternal purpose which he proposed in all slack. According to the eternal purpose which he purposed in Yahushua our Lord.
So just like Christ, just like the Most High had set up the rain,
Page 1639.
to water the earth, to spring forth the bud, to yield the seed, to provide the seed for the sower, and the sower spread it out and make bread, and to provide bread to the eater. The same way the Most High dropped the rain for a particular benefit and purpose is the same reason the Most High put Christ on the earth as a Savior. He has a particular reason, there's a particular purpose that the Most High wants to accomplish from Christ. That's why Christ said, if I call these angels down, then the prophecy shall not be fulfilled. These things won't get fulfilled if I call these legions, if I call these angels. So there's a purpose that Christ had to acknowledge and fulfill, and this is what he's about to explain. Read on.
God. Ephesians 3 and 11. According to the eternal purpose which he purposed in Yahushua our Lord, in whom we have boldness.
It says that's why now, through Christ's suffering, not calling those angels, that could have, just those 12 legions, we know already by number, they had the power to destroy the whole earth, all of mankind in total. Just them 12 legions. So he said that he sent Christ down here so that we can have what?
Boldness.
Boldness. Go ahead.
And access.
Go ahead.
With confidence.
Go ahead.
By the faith of him.
It says now we know that we can get back to the Most High off the back of who? Christ. We should be standing on the shoulders of who?
Christ.
You should let Christ carry you through the flood. You should let Christ carry you through your misery. Because now we have a direct access and line to obtain power from the Most High based on the works of Christ. How was that relationship divided and broken? You go to Isaiah 59, 1 and 2. Read that. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 1 and 2. When did we become powerless, so to speak?
Isaiah 59, 1 and 2.
Yes, sir.
Isaiah 59, verse 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not short.
1045, page 1045, slide.
Read that. 1045. Page 1045. In that book, right? Yep. All right. Read that.
Isaiah 59, verse 1.
Read that.
Behold, the Lord's hand is not short.
It said, man, the Most High, for those that don't think the Most High works, that I call on the Lord in vain, that I read the Bible in vain, that is not true.
What's the point?
What's the point? Why am I doing this? Why am I here? Because you need to understand that the Most High does not have T-Rex arms.
No.
He don't got baby alligator arms. He said the Lord's hands is not what?
It's not shortened.
It's not shortened that what?
That it cannot save.
It says the Most High can always save you. He can always help you. We just read about the centurion servant who was at the point of death. And the centurion's conviction, his prayer of faith saved that servant. There's always hope. There's always hope. Read on.
Neither his ear heavy.
And the Most High is not like he's too bogged down with other people's prayers. And he just like, I got a caller on line 1. Hold on, caller. I got a caller on line 3. Line 3. Caller. Hold on 1 second. I got another caller on line 7. It's not like the Most High is occupied. Like his ears are too clogged up with so many people asking him something at once that he just can't hear you. He's always available. Read on.
God, that it cannot hear.
Go ahead.
But your iniquity.
He said, what keeps us separated from our power?
But your iniquity.
What keeps us disconnected from our power source?
But your iniquity.
What does it do? Our sins do what?
Have separated between you and your power.
If you have a disconnection in your electricity, you have no power in your house. It's cold outside too. Now, what causes bad weather to collapse on telephone poles, to collapse power lines, to collapse your heater? The Most High, he sent them angels to do that. He said that, and that's why he said fire, tempest, teeth of wild beasts, hell. The Most High will use the elements to punish sinners.
To destruction.
Oh, you want to cut me off? Well, I'm gonna cut your power off. you want to cut me off? I'm gonna cut your water off. The Most High got angels set up for that because you want to cut me off. So I got an angel that's waiting to cut something off from you. Since you want to cut me off. Read on.
God, but your iniquities have separated between you and your power.
He said, your iniquity, your sins keep this wall up and this division up where I don't answer your prayers. I don't respond to you like you want me to. Read on.
And your sins have hid his face from you.
He said, your sins, your mistakes, your errors make me turn my back on you. So now, why did the Most High drop Christ down? Just like he dropped the rain down. Let's go back to Ephesians. Let's go back to Ephesians chapter 3. Read 11 and read on down to 17.
God, Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 11. According to the eternal purpose which he purposed in Yahushua our Lord.
So even the Most High had a purpose for Christ. Read on.
In whom we have boldness.
It said, and through Christ we have what?
Boldness.
And we have what?
And access.
And who gave us that access? Go to Ephesians 2 and 14 real quick. Who gave us that access? Go to Ephesians 2 and 14.
Ephesians 2 and 14.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Ephesians 2 and 14.
Yeah, no, that is a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
For he is our peace.
He said, for Christ is our what?
Peace.
Christ is our peace, man. He brings peace between us and the Father. Without Christ, there'd be no peace between us and the Most High. We'd always be disconnected from our power source. Christ, through his sacrifice, established an opportunity to give us access back to the Most High. Christ brought peace between us and the Father. Read on.
Who hath made both one and have broken down the middle wall.
He said there was a middle wall between us and the Most High. There was, you know what was the cause of that middle wall? What did we read in Isaiah 59? Our sins and our iniquities caused the Most High to be separated from us. We the ones through our errors put the wall up between us and the Most High. That's why that's why Christ is so beneficial, because it was through Christ's sacrifice that he did what?
And have broken down the middle wall.
If Christ didn't die on the cross and be crucified, there would still be a wall up between us and the Most High. The Most High would not be distributing us his power if it wasn't for his sacrifices. What else?
And have broken down the middle wall of partition.
And the word partition means to be separated or divided. So if it wasn't for Christ, he said Christ broke down that middle wall and that partition that kept us separated. No different than this partition right here that divides the podium from the door. Read on. Between us, between what?
The wall of partition between us.
So who allowed us to have access back to the Most High? It was Christ. He gave us that access. We would always be hopeless if it wasn't for Christ. Now go back in Ephesians chapter 3 and then read that in verse 12.
In whom we have boldness.
And this is why, because Christ died for you and he loves you, is why you should let go of your fears and your doubts and become more dependent upon the Most High, which is your power source. Anyway, you should lock into the Most High even more. Because Christ already broke down the partition, that division that kept you from your power. Christ did that. So you don't have to. Read.
And in whom we have boldness and access with confidence by the faith of him.
Now I should have the same conviction that centurion had. I should be having the prayer of faith. By definition, the conviction that God exists and is the creator and ruler of all things. I should have that same conviction that centurion had. That's why Christ said, man, I haven't seen this much faith in Israel. Read on.
Wherefore I desire that ye faint not.
And for this reason, because Christ died for you and broke down all barriers between us and the Most High, is why you shouldn't be doubting the Most High anymore. If you can believe that. It's why you should believe that the Most High exists. Now, if Christ didn't die, then maybe you should hold on to your reasonable doubt. You'll have reasonable doubt. But since Christ died for you, you shouldn't have no doubt. You shouldn't be doubting the Most High. Because then you make it look like the Most High crucified Christ in vain. Read on.
Wherefore I desire that ye faint not.
He said that for this reason is why you should tap into your power. There's nothing stopping you. All the stops have been removed. There's no reason why we shouldn't be tapped into the Father. Read on.
That ye faint not at my tribulations for you, which is your glory.
14 through 17, real quick.
For this cause I bow my knees unto the Father.
He said, and for this reason, he said, I give myself to the Most High that much more. He said, I bow my knees to the Most High that much more because what I understand Christ did. He gave me unlimited access to who? The Father. He said, for that reason, I bow down to the Most High that much more. Read on.
Of whom the whole family in heaven and earth is named.
And he said, even as the angels, all the angels bow down to who?
Right.
To the Father. Read on.
That he would grant you, according to the riches of his glory.
Read on.
To be strengthened.
To be what?
To be strengthened.
You should be strong now. Read on.
To be strengthened with might by his Spirit.
By the Spirit of Christ. You should put on the same Spirit Christ has. Read on.
In the inner man.
In where though?
In the inner man.
Where? In the mind. Where's the inner man at? It's in the mind, man. It's the way you think. You should have all confidence. There shouldn't be any people walking around doubting the Most High still today. If you understood what Christ did for you, you shouldn't be doubting the Most High. Christ died to give you unlimited access to the Most High. Why should you be doubting? Why should you be tripping in the head about your life? Read on.
That Christ may dwell in your heart.
It says, and if you do bow down to the Most High, put on the mind of Christ, change within your inner mind. It says that Christ could dwell where?
In your heart.
Christ will dwell in your hearts. Read on.
By faith.
By what?
By faith.
By faith, man. That's how you get Christ with you too. So just like that rain had a purpose, the Most High had a purpose for Christ to get to us, to bring us back to Him, so that Christ could dwell with us. That was the purpose of Christ's sacrifice. It was all to get us back closer to the Father, to win us back to the Most High. Read on.
That ye, being rooted and grounded.
It said, but you got to make sure that you stay what?
Rooted and grounded.
You got to stay rooted and what?
Grounded.
Grounded. Luke chapter 6, verse 46. You have to stay rooted and grounded. That's your only obligation. You have to stay rooted and grounded. You have to root yourself in the knowledge of the Most High Christ. You have to be grounded in the knowledge of Christ. Luke chapter 6, verse 46.
God. Luke chapter 6 and verse 46. And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say?
He said, why you call me Lord, but you don't follow my instructions? Read.
Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like.
And I'm going to show you what kind of man he is. A person that hears my sayings, that means they got to be reading the Bible. And they actually try to put in practice what they read. That's why the scriptures say, be ye doers of the word and not hearers only. So he said, I will show you what this man's life is going to be like. So how will this man's life be like? What will be the conditions of his life? Read on.
He is like a man which built an house and dig deep and laid the foundation.
Why does he dig deep and lay the foundation? Why doesn't he put the foundation on something shallow? Why does he dig deep to put the foundation on? Say again. It'll withstand whatever elements come its way. That's how you got it. That's how you got to be with the scriptures. You got to dig deep in the Bible. You just can't be skimming over the top, but expecting some understanding and answers. You better get rooted and grounded. You better get deep into the scriptures. You better use whatever source you got, source material you can find. You got the internet of all things. You got all dictionaries to your disposal. You got encyclopedias. You got the sources. You got concordances. You got all kind of history. You got Josephus's. You got a multitude of commentaries, biblical commentary. You have all these tools at your disposal. Don't build no shallow foundation. You're supposed to be rooted and grounded. That means you got to be digging deep into the scriptures. Read on.
He is like a man which built an house and dig deep and laid the foundation on a rock.
Go ahead.
And when the flood arose.
Because guess what? The floods will come. Trouble will come to your life. Hard times will hit you. From the least to the greatest. Read on.
It says the stream beat vehemently upon that house, and it could not shake it.
It cannot what?
It cannot shake it.
That's how you know when things come your way, you don't give up so easily. And you just want to quit and run and hide and tuck your tail. Or you get all shaken. You're full of anxiety and depression and all these different maladies and illnesses that are mental and physical. Even mental sicknesses start off mental, but they always have a physical repercussion. You can worry so much that you peeing blood, pooping blood. Mm-hmm. You're wearing your stomach out, vomiting. You could give yourself an illness from a mental illness, a physical illness from a mental illness. They're often related. Yeah. But not if you root it, not if you ground it. Then when hard times hit you, because it does, and it will, but it's just like everybody's going to run into a situation and a circumstance. How do you respond to the circumstance is based upon how rooted you are and how strong your foundation is. Read on.
It says, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it.
And could not what?
It cannot shake it.
You're supposed to be unshaken in your belief in the Most High. Unwavering. Unsteadfast. Immovable. Read.
For it was founded upon a rock.
Because you put your faith on something solid. Read on.
But he that heareth.
It said, but he that hear the word. Okay, I went to class. Big deal. I read Proverbs once or twice. I'm running through a couple of verses today. Read about 3 of them. I got about 3. Yeah. Got about 3 deep. 3 verses deep in the word of the Lord today.
Wrote them down somewhere.
Yeah, I wrote them down. Yeah, I got about 3. I put in about 3 verses worth of work. Okay. You hear the word. Read on.
But he that heareth and doeth not.
And you have no desire to change based on what you read. Read on.
Is like a man that without a foundation.
He's with what?
He is without a foundation.
There's a lot of men and women that are alive today that are without a what?
Foundation.
They don't got no foundation. And they wonder why life is hard. And they wonder why they feel some type of way. They wonder why they're depressed. I wonder why you're depressed. I wonder why you're drinking yourself to look for joy in a bottle. I wonder why you're watching TV till your brain go dead. You're just not happy with yourself. Because you don't have a what?
Foundation.
Because Christ said, ye do err, not knowing the what?
The scripture.
Nor the power of what?
The Most
The
High.
Most High. You don't got no foundation. That's why your life is not on track the way it should be. Because you haven't laid down a foundation in it. You haven't been digging deep, becoming rooted in this work. And you haven't learned to love it. Finish that verse in verse 13, I believe you got, Yohanan. Or 17. 17.
Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 17.
Read that.
That Christ may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye be rooted and grounded.
You're supposed to be rooted and grounded what?
In love.
You're supposed to love what you do. You're supposed to love what you do for the Most High. Because it's part of your foundation. That's why the scripture say, hate not laborious works. For the Most High what? Hath ordained them. You're supposed to love what you do. Learn to love it. If you don't love it, you better learn to love it. You better read. You better keep reading until you do fall in love with it. You better convince yourself to love it. You better persuade yourself to love it. Let that go. Finish that. And we're going to finish the class. Luke.
Okay, come. Luke chapter 6 and verse 49. But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation.
Man, you ain't got no foundation. You better have a foundation. Part of your foundation is taking every class you get, writing down every verse you hear, and going home and meditating on it when you get home. That's part of your foundation. Because the purpose is to convince yourself that the Most High is real. That he has supreme power. That he has sovereignty over everything. And he's the creator of everything. Of all existence. Because you're doubting somewhere like Sarah. You know you're missing something. Read on.
But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell.
Stop. Go to Matthew 7:27 real quick. Because this is explaining the condition of people's minds. This is explaining the psychology of man. They hit hard times and they what? They collapse. Read that right there.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 27. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house.
Read.
And it fell.
And it what?
And it fell.
Did it just crumble slightly?
And it fell.
And it fell how?
And great was the fall of it.
And how?
Great was the fall of it.
This is why people be so broken down to a condition where they feel like there's no hope. Because you've been living life without no foundation. Your foundation is what? Isaiah 33 and 6. What should be your foundation? Isaiah 33 and 6. And we're going to finish that, Kariah. Verse 49, down to 49.
Page 1013. Page 1013.
Come. Isaiah 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
And what should be your foundation?
Wisdom and knowledge.
You're supposed to be getting as much wisdom and knowledge as you can. And that comes through the scriptures. And when the hard times do come, you will survive. Because you will be stable. And you won't throw your life away. And you won't quit and get weak. Everybody that quits and gets weak. Everybody that gets anxious. Everybody that wants to take themselves out. They are a man with no foundation. Simply because they don't know the scriptures enough. They don't dive deep enough and get rooted in the scriptures enough. This wisdom and this knowledge is supposed to be keeping you stable. Finish that, Kariah.
Luke chapter 6 and verse 49. But he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation.
You living like a man without a what?
Without a foundation.
That's the problem. You don't got no foundation. That's the source of all your issues. Read.
God. Building house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell. And the ruin of that house was great.
And the ruin of that house is what?
Was great.
It's great, man. People fall apart. People get broken down, but why? No foundation. That's why you should read as often as you can. You should study as frequently as you can. You should pray as often as you can. You should lay down some roots in the book. You should follow and try to implement what you read as often as you can. You should try to be repenting and changing as often as you can. Because hard times do come. They're coming. They're not avoidable. But you got to ask yourself what's going to take you out. Last verse, Romans 8:34. Romans chapter 8, verse 34.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 34.
Page 1582. 1582.
Who is he that condemneth? It is Yahushua that died.
Who died for us?
Yahushua.
He died for us. Read on.
Yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High.
He said he's where?
He is at the right hand of the Most High.
Christ already made it, man. He already made it. He made his sacrifices. He laid his knife down already. You want me to do it again? He already made it to his destination. We got to make it to our destination. He's already sitting at the right hand of the Father. But he didn't leave us without hope. Read on.
Who also maketh intercession for us.
And he's also on our side. What does it mean, intercession? What does that mean? Christ is sitting right next to the Father, petitioning to the Most High to bring us along with him. Get that definition of intercession.
Intercession. 1828. Webster's Dictionary. The act of interceding. The meditation.
The act of interceding. Christ is interceding on our behalf right next to the Most High as we speak.
Intercede, to pass between, to mediate.
He's the mediator. He's telling the Most High, give another chance. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Have mercy upon them. Don't cut them off. Give them more time.
To act between parties with a view to reconcile.
Reconcile the relationship. Finish that.
Come. Verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Yahushua? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are all killed all the day long.
He said, for thy sake we are what?
We are killed all the day long.
So he said, we killed all the day long. Read on, finish that.
We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter.
Go ahead.
Nay, in all these things.
He said, no matter what happens to us, if we're grounded, if we're rooted, and we have a foundation through the scriptures. Read.
We are more than conquerors.
You can conquer anything. You can overcome any situation. You can overcome any loss, any addiction, any anxiety, any depression, anything. And we're going to end it with that. All right, so we'll be back in action. The Water Israel for watching online. We'll be back on Friday. You got Friday. So we'll be back in action on Friday. And shout out, shalom to everybody else. We will eventually put some Passover information up so that we can, find out who's coming, get a head count and all that. Because like I said, you're gonna look up. It's gonna be Passover right around the corner. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and say shalom. For everybody else, I'm Majin Wapun Wakadum. We're eyes face to east. Let's go ahead and send a quick prayer up.